Yes. So yeah. So yeah. So I'm unmuted, and I guess we're good to go now. So welcome to everyone who is present here, and we'll be today hosting the screening test for the Fit India quiz, which will happen later in September. So this would be the prelims for it, and I'll just put on the instruction slide in a couple of moments. Before that, good afternoon to everyone present here, and I'll be a quiz master for the afternoon. And if the quiz is for classes 8 to 12, there'll be 20 questions in the quiz. I'll explain these technicalities later. So, and we have also shared a Google form link. So there are 2 pages to it. The first page includes your personal details. So just fill all those and then click on the next, and then you can get a section where you have to answer all the questions. They are numbered from 1 to 20. There'll be 20 questions, obviously, and you'll have to answer all of them in the Google form itself, right? So I'll just put on the instruction slide. Yeah. So as you can see the instructions, if you see, then we have 20 questions which will appear in the form of slides on your respective screens, the screen which I'm sharing, where the questions will appear and I'll be explaining them to you. And then you have to answer them in the Google form in the respective section. As it's mentioned, if in the answer one section, you'll mention the answer of question number 1. Okay. And similarly for other questions. So the second thing is that the questions are to be answered in the Google form link provided before the time elapses. So I'll be closing the Google form link after we have done all the questions, and I'll give you a warning about it too. So once I say that the Google form link is closed, it is fruitless to send any more entries, right? So, and nothing will be counted after that. So try to be quick with the fingers while typing in the answers. Let's move on to the next guideline. It is questions come from topics of sports yoga personalities. You already know about Plaza quizzes, the Fit India quiz being organized by Government of India later. So all the questions are based on the format of the quiz itself, right? So all the questions would come from the genre of sports, yoga, or sports personalities, or the international events of sports, and etc. Basically, the sports genre at large, right? So in the prelims, every question will earn you 3 points if you get it right. But unfortunately, if you get it wrong, you get a -1. So you will incur a negative every time you get it wrong, right? So try to be sensible while guessing it, because this is also the format of the actual quiz which will happen later, for which you are trying to qualify. So you can enter a negative if you like make very wild guesses, and also we have set up the whole of the quiz in a way that with Google, and if you just like see the answer there, so you might be able to write the wrong answer. So you'll obviously incur a negative there, and you'll also come to know that who have Googled, who have not. So I mean, that's a restriction of the online quiz, but we have like all other ways around it. So the next thing is that the top scorers of the screening test will qualify for the finals. The results should be declared in the evening, by the evening, and tomorrow would be the finals of the quiz, from where like the final top 2 or a specific number of finalists will qualify for the proper official quiz. Right. So try to score as high as possible. Keep a strategy. Don't take such wild guesses that you incur a negative. Sure. So also in case of ties, necessary tiebreakers shall be prompted. Then imagine if like 2 people got like the same score in the prelims, so any kind of tiebreaker needed would be prompted then, right? And all the questions are based on the actual format of the quiz, with like the actual quiz which will take place. So all the questions are based on it. So like it's a good practice also for the ones who are really interested to participate in it, right? So everyone is clear with it. If you are, just give me like just raise your hand once. Yeah, right. I can see all the hands, and I believe everyone is clear. Any doubts? Any doubts? I'm asking for doubts. You can lower down your hands. Any doubts? Just unmute.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, please go on.
Sir, in the first page, sir, there are two sections where we have to write the email ID. So, sir, in one we have to write our, and in the second we have to write our parents.
You can
No,
even
no.
write the same email ID. That's like one is from the Google itself for sending you the email about the response of it, and second one which we were asking. So you can write in both the same email ID also. It doesn't matter. We just need one email
Okay.
ID on which we can contact you further. Sure. Ritik, Aditya, could you lower down your hand? Sure. So everyone else is clear with everything. No issues. No issues with any paraphernalia of the whole quiz. No issues. I see no issues. So I guess we're good to go. Yes.
Could you show the question?
Yeah, the questions will come up obviously. Like, so I'll tell you how they would come up. I'll put on the slides with each question. We'll go to the question number 1. You see the question, you answer it on the Google form. We then move to the next slide, question number 2, and you will answer it in the Google form. So that's how we'll go through it, right? Because as we know that the participant pool is very big. We have 54 participants, and like there were more expected to. So we didn't go for the Zoom chat prelims. We are instead going for the Google form prelims, right? So that's how you'll be answering it. You see the question on the screen, answer it in the Google form, right? Everyone is clear with that, and make sure that you are answering it in the right number slot. If you will answer question number 2 in the slot of answer 5, it doesn't make sense, right? So, and we cannot help you with that too later in marking. So just make sure that you're answering in the right slot too, right? So everyone is clear with everything. I see no more doubts.
Okay, Saqib, thank you. So I can see few students are there without their video, so I'm going to remove them. Suman Saurabh is there, then Anmol Anand is there. So students, I have told before that if you are there any moment without your video, you will be disqualified. Abhishek, 10B, roll number 2. Okay, students, I have shared you the Google link of these all questions and all the best. Do your best, and you are going to be a part of
Sir,
the
where did you
prestigious-
send the Google link?
In the Zoom chat.
the Zoom chat. We haven't got. Let me see. Let me send once again.
Oh, sir, I joined a bit late.
Okay, wait, just a minute. Now once again it has come. All of you, just check once.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so those who are there with us in meeting only will have this opportunity to play the screening test and all the best to you all. And I hope you are going to do very well in this screening test. All the best. Do your best.
Okay. Yeah, and please just keep your videos on all the time and don't use unfair means, because using it would be pretty fruitless. I assure you that. So yeah, and I guess we're good to go. And we'll be beginning with the quiz. And let's begin with the first question itself. Before that, breathe in, breathe out, grab your devices, tidy your fingers, and let's shoot. Calm and carry. So if here you see a picture of an Indian Olympic medalist, the only one from her sport. She is an Indian Olympic medalist and the only one from her sport to win that medal, right? So you need to tell me who this is. I'll give you 15 seconds. Type in your answers. Make sure the spelling is right. Make sure everything is right. It's a factual question, not much to deduce. You see the picture and you guess. Right? And I'll give you 5 more seconds and we'll move on to the next question, because there are bigger questions to come in later. 5.
Time up.
4, 3, 2, 1, and we move on to the next question. And that's a little gif of Mr. Bean waiting for the next question. And okay, so this question is basically identify the following Arjuna awardee who is also a 2-time world champion in Carom and a 9-time national champion. Tell me who this is. Yeah, tell me who this is. You see the picture, this man from Tamil Nadu. You tell me who is this 2-time world Carom champion, and I guess he was the first one from Carom to win the Arjuna award. Right? You need to tell me. Just make your guesses. You obviously have to know the name and you have to put in the correct spelling to get the marks. And like even if the spelling is a little bit here or there, I'll consider that. So it won't be an issue as such. Right. I'll give you 5 more seconds. Aditya, why is your finger on the screen? Why are you just like tapping on the screen or something?
Bhaiya,
Yeah.
if the answer is a little bit wrong on spelling mistakes, then it will work. Well, you know,
Maybe it would, maybe it would not. It depends on how wrong it is, right? Like if you write Milkha Singh as you write Milkha Singh as MS Dhoni, so it's wrong, right? So like just sensible mistakes here or there in spelling would make sense. yeah, just name me research and award. 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we move on to the next question. Yeah, that's a little gif of kabaddi, and I put in random gifs from various sports too. Yeah, so the next question is, which sport originating in Maharashtra was initially played on chariots or rats? The Deccan Gymkhana Club of Pune, Maharashtra, so named. One sec. Yeah, the Deccan Gymkhana Club of Pune, Maharashtra, so named and baptized the great Indian leader Lokmanya Tilak, and Bhai Narorkar drafted the first ever rules and regulations which symbolize the metamorphosis of the game soon to follow. So this is actually a very ancient sport which was initially played on chariots or ruts, but in the early 20th century, which were the 1920s, 1910s, in the Deccan Gymkhana Club of Pune, the greatness of Lokmanya Tilak and Bhai Narorkar like drafted the first ever rules and regulations, which gave a very modernized format to the game. You need to tell me what game this is. You can reduce it, you can think of the timeline, you can think of everything, and it's obviously an Indian game. So you can just move around, think a bit, and you can guess the answer. Right. Just try to think what could have been played on ruts and chariots at a point, you know. There were a lot of hints in the question. Just try to figure out, and I'll give you 5 more seconds for this question too. Or I'll give you more time because it's a longer question. Focus on Maharashtra, which like Maharashtra is a very big team today, even in this sport. Right? 10 more seconds. Easy. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we move on to the next question. And that's a gif of Zidane playing soccer and just showing his talismanic skills. Let's move on to the next question. The question 4 is, like most Indian martial arts, also we'll come back to the questions once again, we'll scroll through them again at the last. Like most Indian martial arts, X, you have to give me X contains rituals and philosophies inspired by Hinduism. The art also bases medical treatments upon concepts found in the ancient Indian medical text, the Ayurveda. Practitioners of X possess intricate knowledge of pressure points in the human body and healing techniques that incorporate the knowledge of Ayurveda and yoga. X is taught in accordance with the Indian Guru Shishya system. And one of the most famous practitioners of X was Uniyacha, and who was a legendary warrior and a heroine mentioned in the Vadakan Patukal. She was a member of the Thiyar family of Puthuram Veer in Kadathanad. You can like make out which location this could be, from which zone of India this like whole sport would have existed, or this whole martial arts would have originated, right? So you, as you go through the question, you understand that this is an in ancient Indian sport which still continues, and there have been a few controversies related to it, but it is also a very famous sport. Did a movie made upon it lately, right? You need to tell me what is this X. Give me the X. And this is a long question, so I'll give you more time to just see through it, just absorb the question, and then we can move on to the answer. Take your time. Just see, like there's a mention of Ayurveda and yoga too. So it can be like one of the times where the Bhakti culture was at the top. So it might have originated at that point. Try to absorb all these things. Try to make a timeline in your head, and then we can then just make a guess, make a sensible guess. Right? I'll give you 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we move on to the next question. That's again Mr. Bean waiting for the next question. We'll wait. Yeah. The next question is, identify the sport. So I'll be now playing a video of a sport, and you need to give me the name of the sport, right? I'll be playing the video. 1 second.
Take some risks without hammer to force and
I'll just give you 10 seconds of the video.
Keys to the game are brought to you by Cashmere Bathroom Tissue. Nothing feels like cashmere.
I'll replay the video.
Almost 10 points per game. Rachel will have to take some risks without hammer to force and limit.
Played the video twice. It's an Olympic sport.
Keys to the game are brought to you by Cashmere Bathroom
Right.
Tissue.
That is it. That is it. And I will go back to the quiz. Yes, you need to identify the sport. Right? You saw the video twice, and it's an Olympic sport too. And you just need to tell me what sport it is. And there's like a lot of controversy regarding it also, that how it's based on science, and like people claim that there is some concept of science involved. Some say that it's not involved, and like etc. Similar things. Right? You need to tell me what sport this is. Just give me the name. And I find the sport very funny. Yeah. So just tell me the name of the sport and we'll be
Tanem
good to
Mishra and
go.
Tanem Mishra and Anmol Anand are without video.
Please switch
Negatives.
on your videos, Tane and Anmol. Kanika, please keep a record of this too while making sure that you have taken the attendance. Right. So now we'll be moving on to the next question after 5 seconds. 5 more seconds to fill in your answers. No more Googling. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's move on to the next question. And that's just someone falling on a cricket pitch, and I like to see it. Let's move on.
Veed Vatsal is not visible in his video.
Wait, could you just make sure that your video is completely visible? You can just turn your camera or something. Just make sure
Bhaiya,
that you
can I
don't fall
arrange
like
my
this
split
batsman.
screen again once
Yeah.
again? Can I arrange my split screen?
Yeah, please do whatever you want to. I'll give you 5 more seconds. Just do it, and then we'll proceed on to the next question. Yeah, you're fine, Ved now? Is Ved visible? Kanika?
Diptanshu Singh Negi. Just negatives to them. Diptanshu Singh Negi, Tanem Mishra. Both of them are there.
Diptanshu and Tanem Mishra, please make sure that your video is on throughout, because that's one of the ways we can ensure that you're not cheating, although not completely, but still, like it's one of those important things to do while attending a quiz. And it's also the etiquette of attending a virtual quiz, right? I'll be respectful towards me also. Like we have put in so much of work to like just make the quiz. So it's a good way to show respect in that way. So just make sure that your videos are on. Ved Vatsal, is your video like clear and everything? It's everything
he's
visible. Yeah. Now, so we are good to go to the next question. And we have seen this batsman fall for a little too long now. So let's just move on. Identify the yoga posture. Think mythically. Yeah. So you see a posture there. So you see a person doing a posture. You just need to tell me what posture is this? What yoga posture is this? And the hint is very big actually. You can someone's mic is on. Please just look into it whose mic is on. So the hint is think mythically. Right. Try to think mythically. That's a big hint. And you can guess the posture. I won't give much time on this question because it's a very short question. You just have to see the image and guess. I'll give you 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.5, 1, and 0. We'll move on to the next question. And that's again Mr. Bean waiting. I don't know, I just like Mr. Bean. So the next question is, name the multi-sport event from the logo whose first edition was held in New Delhi. You see the logo? It's a multi-sport event and its first edition was held in New Delhi. Very simple, a very simple question. You just have to make a very basic guess, which I guess most of you would be able to answer this question. Right? I won't give you much time. I'll just give you 5 more seconds. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. We move on to the next question. And that's again a tennis shift. And we'll again move on to the next question. Which sport legend released the following book in 2019? And he's also allotting the news lately. You tell me which sport legend is this? The book is called Mind Master: Winning Lessons from a Champion's Life. I would again not give you much time on this question as it's a very short and a brief question, and You don't need to think much. You just see the name and you just think about what sport it could be and you answer it. You get 10 more seconds. Actually, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. We move on to the next question. And that's a hockey gif now. Yeah.
Vibhor and Kavya's face are not visible clearly.
Vibhor and Kavya, could you just make your faces visible to us? Not that we like seeing your face, just that it's a good quizzing etiquette while being in a virtual quiz. And it's also one of our ways to make sure that you're not involving in malpractice. Yeah, so Vibhor and Kavya, are they visible now?
Kavya is visible. Vibhor needs to go a little far from the camera. His first half of the face is only visible.
Vibhor, we cannot do anything with one half of the face. Give us your full face, right? So just show yourself to us. Come on, make it quick. Yeah, is it
Yes, it's
visible
fine.
now?
It's fine.
Yeah, that is great. And we'll be moving on to the next question. Question number 9. Although India's hockey team has had bagged the gold at the Helsinki Games, X was the primary attraction of India's contingent that returned home after the 1952 Helsinki Olympics. Crowd gathered at the Karad railway station to welcome their hero. A cavalcade of 151 bullock carts and horses carried their hero for about 10 kilometers and passed through the village of Koleshwar. X still today remains as the only Indian Olympic medalist to not have received the Padma Award. He had also participated in the Quit India movement as he provided shelter to revolutionaries and wrote numerous letters dissenting the British rule. Name X and the sport. So, and also the sport is like very much in news today. You know, it's a current affair topic, this sport, right? You see, like this must have to be like one of those momentous occasions, right? That's why like someone like who just came from Helsinki Games had also had won a medal, like was welcomed in this grand way. So you need to tell me who is this person X and name is both. You can look at the name of the village. You can look at the name of the railway station, and you might be able to figure out the location of this place, to who this person actually could be. Right? I'll give you time for this question. Just think about it. You can make guesses, and I need the exact name of the person. Don't give me abbreviations or anything. Just give me the name of the person. Right? I'll give you 10 more seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. The way I just say 10 more seconds, then I wait for 5 seconds and give you 10 more seconds. I actually give you 15 seconds.
Bhaiya,
So
if I write the name but I do not write the sport, how much will I get?
you will get part points, which will be like 7.5 for the name, 2.5 for the sport. So you will get
Can we
like if you know
write
the name,
only
then you
the
get
use?
that.
And can I write only the surname of that person?
I mean, you cannot write only the surname of that person because if
No,
you do that,
he
then
has to
there's
write.
so many people with the
has to-
same surname. Yes.
Wait,
You have to
wait,
write
wait,
the full
Sakib.
name. Yes.
He has to write the whole name, okay? Because we are here in such a way where this is for selection, okay?
Yes, so that's what I'm saying. That like if you just write the title, then there could be so many people with the same title, right? We don't know. So it's obvious that you'll have to give us some more thing in that name, right? So I guess you're good to go. Any other queries?
That is
No,
why we
right?
have prepared such a questions.
Yes, surely. So like if you Google, then you'll show in this question specifically, you'll get a wrong answer if you Google. So just be wary of it, but just know that we are
How
watching.
can you know the name of the person but not know the sport?
Yeah, that is kind of possible, honestly, because the person is not very famous also. But like there's something momentous in it. So that's
Anmol
fine.
Anand, lower down your camera.
Yeah, so we'll be moving on to the next question. And I guess we've seen this person following too many times until now. Let's move on to the next question. Question number 10. X's father is an Arjuna awardee, which he won for his contribution to the game of volleyball in India. He was part of the volleyball team that won the bronze medal in 1986 Asian Games. X's mother was also a volleyball player. X, however, chose to play a different game, which now seems a wise choice considering the success she has got. The Hindu reported in an article about X how she had to struggle for getting proper training. She had to travel 56 kilometers every day to get proper training. She emulated the feat of another legend of game by to become only the second Indian to win a medal in the World Championship. She also equaled her father by winning the Arjuna Award. She's also the first Indian to win a silver medal at the Olympics in her sport. Identify X. Very easy. The question is very easy. The answer is very easy. Just it's a little long. It's a lengthy question, but the answer is very brief. So just don't need to think much. Just read the question, collect the various data points, and give me a well calculated guess, a well known guess. So I guess the question is very easy.
Sir, the picture is not. Bhaiya, picture नहीं आ रहा है पूरा. It is all black.
All black. Is it visible to all of the people, or is it just
It's
like
visible.
specific to this person? Yeah.
It is visible.
Yeah. Hey, so whoever had the query, it is actually your connection. So just make sure that you are like in a location where the bandwidth is high. So just look into it because I guess it's visible to everyone else. Right. So I guess it is clear. 5 more seconds for this question. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Let's move on to the question. And there's another pretty little gif of someone just throwing the bat off in an animated way. Right? We move on to the next question. So the next question reads, in 1926, two representatives of Calcutta Cricket Club traveled to London to attend meetings of the Imperial Cricket Conference, the predecessor of the current International Cricket Council, ICC. Although technically not an official representative of Indian cricket, they were allowed to attend by Lord Harris, the chairman of the conference. The outcome of the meeting was the MCC's decision to send the team to India, led by Arthur Gilligan, who had captained England in the Ashes. In a meeting with the Maharaja of Patiala and others, Gilligan promised the press for its inclusion in the ICC if all the promoters of the game in the land came together. A consensus was reached to create blank, and on 10 December 1987, a unanimous decision to form a blank was taken. In December 1928, X was registered under the Tamil Nadu Societies Registration Act with 6 associations affiliated to it. R.E. Grant Govan was elected as its first president and Anthony De Mello was as secretary. Indian cricket team toured England in 1932. Identify X. A really long question, but the answer is very well known again. So just need to give me X. No, don't consider about the blanks, just give me X. Blanks were actually information which could have been very conclusive for you to recheck. So I just removed them and I just put in an X. So just tell me an X. I would give you 10 seconds for this question because obviously it's a lengthy question, which means I'll actually give you 15 seconds.
Shaurya isn't visible.
Shaurya, could you just make yourself visible? Shaurya, is it visible now?
Yep, it's clear.
Yeah, great. So 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That's it for this question. I'll be moving on to the next GIF though. Oh, that's just Steesman. And I really like him as a batsman. So,
okay, just a minute. Who is this Prajwat Kumar Singh? Written 2D. Just rename your name and class section and all. Prajwat Kumar Singh.
2D. Amazing. So we have students from class 2 here too. Nice.
No, actually,
So,
I think his
yes,
brother
I
also.
got it. I was making like
just
joke.
rename your DP details, Prajwat. Who is this Prajwat
Yes.
Kumar Singh? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Who are you, Prajwat or someone else?
Sir, I am Pranjal Kumar Singh of 8D.
Okay, then you write your name, na Pranjal. It is written Prajwat 2D. Just rename this DP. Okay. Okay, go ahead, Shakib.
Also, before that, sir, like someone has submitted their form already, and they've just sent the answer of question and it is Ariba Naz. Ariba, you have just submitted the whole form with just the first answer. You know that you have to answer all the questions and then submit the form, right?
She is facing network issues. She has messaged me also. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, okay, sure, sir. Sure, sir. So we'll move on to the next question. If you're facing network issues, so we can't help it. Bad luck. So let's just move on. Identify the following sports person and the first one from his sport to win the Arjuna Award. You see a picture of a sports person. You need to tell me who this is. Very factual, very basic. Just give me a guess. I won't give you much time for this question. 5 minutes hardly. 5. So did I just say 5 minutes? 5 seconds. What is what I meant? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. And we'll move on to the next question. And that's Gary Kasparov against Vishian. And like it's like this whole match was very animated to start with. So let's move on to the next question. Very basic. 5 words hardly. Name India's first Olympic medalist. That's all you have to do. Name India's first Olympic medalist. Very basic, very factual, and just 5 words. Right? Won't give you much time. 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3.
Independent or it can be a team.
1, 0. And I'm just asking name India's first Olympic medalist. I won't give you any further details. Right.
So is it to be an individual person or a team? Like a team
I won't give you
event?
any further details. I won't give you any further details. Yeah.
No hints.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just want the first Olympic medalist, the first medal which India had, you know. Right. So, like that's it, and we'll move on to the next question. Before that is a GIF of a person doing long jump. So yeah, let's move on to the 14th question. Fill in the blanks to complete the list. You see a list there, and you tell me which person fills that spot. You see a blue box in there, where like I've made a blue box in between Dhanraj Pillai and Abhinav Bindra. So which person fills that? What's the name of the person that fills that? I cannot tell you with what list this is or anything else. You can like figure out what list this is from it, and you can also see the sport of the person. You can see the timeline. So just try to figure out who this person could be, right? Won't give you much time. 5 more seconds. Or I'll give you 10 more seconds, just like you can see the list and everything. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Thank you. And we'll move on to the next question. And that's
Diptanshu Singh Negi, don't do this.
Diptanshu, please make sure like that your video is on throughout. Like if it's happening again and again, so you need to like put in some measures to control that, right? So just make sure. And you can see a GIF of archery there. And we'll move on to the next question. Identify the following Indian athlete who is a national record holder and shares a commonality with MS Dhoni. So you just need to tell me who the athlete is. Don't tell me the commonality. I don't care. Just tell me about who the Indian athlete is. Right. You see the picture of the athlete with a medal. Try to figure out who this could be. Right. And now I'll give you some time on this question. 5 more seconds. And if you know, like he's actually a very famous athlete from India too, you know. So like there are only a select bunch of famous athletes in India, right? So try to think who this could be. And I'll give you 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Let's move on. And that's Deepa Karmakar, who is doing gymnastics. So that's a GIF of Deepa Karmakar, a true legend in a lot of senses. And you need to identify the yoga asana. That's a very famous person doing something. You know, tell me what is this yoga asana? How do you pronounce it? Right. A very famous person. I hope that you all know him. I won't like name the person, but okay. So you just need to identify the yoga asana. Right? I won't give you much time for this question too, because I guess it's very clear and very out there. So let's move on to the next question, and my earphones just keep falling again and again. Yeah, that's another GIF of wrestling. And just see the GIF because I had put it in there just so you just need to see it for some weird reason. Let's move on to the next question. What cricket terminology originates from the name of this Indian cricketer? Right? You just need to tell me what cricket terminology originates from the name of this cricketer. Very interesting. I won't give you much time. It's a very easy question. If you are into cricket, or I mean, you live in India, so a lot of people, all the people know how like cricket works, or all the news of the big news which come in. So you might be knowing about this person, you know. Right? So I won't give you much time for this. Just 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And that's another cricket GIF, which I just put it in there with a very smart placement. Okay, let's put in question number 18. Connect. You see a list of like a lot of people with like some year mentioned and some sports mentioned. Can you tell me what is this list about? Until then, I'll tell you some facts about them. Like if you see Manuel Aaron was actually the first international master of chess from India. So he's a very big legend in that sense. And you can see the rest of the list because I don't know much about the rest of the people, but I really know about Manuel Aaron. So just connect all these people. What is the commonality between all of them? And like this whole list, what is like the relevance of this list? That's what you need to tell. Right. So I won't give you much time. Just 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Let's move on. And that's a GIF from Sepectra. You guys know, no, these are just random GIFs. These have no connection to the question. Or they might if you don't know. But yeah, this is like a GIF from Sepectra. Let's move on. Identify the sport. And okay. Yeah, we'll skip question number 19 because I guess the link has broken here. I put in the link, but I don't know. It's not showing to me right now. So we'll come back to question number 19 in a moment after we complete the whole set. I'll just try to fix this because I'm not able to use the link. I guess it's broken for some weird reason. But yes, let's move on. And that's a GIF. Actually, this is a GIF from the video itself. Right. So if you can just see this GIF and tell me what sport it is. Yeah, please. So this GIF is actually from the sport itself, which the video which I was going to show. You tell me, you need to identify what sport is this. So this is question number 19, just to be clear. Right. Just see the sport. It's not a very famous sport, but it's obviously a royal sport as it involves a horse and you can see the attire in that sense. And it was actually the part of the Olympics at one point. I guess it's not right now, but yes, you need to tell me. It was a part one. So just need to tell me like what sport this is. We'll give 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's move on. Name India's first openly gay athlete, who is also a national champion and one of the few Indian women to qualify for the 100 meters event at the Olympics. Basically, you need to tell me who's India's first openly gay athlete, who's also a national champion, like a very famous athlete. As I said, there's a very select bunch of athletes who are famous. To tell me who this really famous athlete is. And as you know, Pride Month is going on, so we need to pay respect to this athlete who has taken like such a big step of coming out of the closet. So you just need to tell me who this athlete could be, right? Okay. Also in the form, like we have already received 4 responses, or the responses are already flooding in. This is the last question, so if you're like sure of all your answers, then you can just send in the answers already. Right? That's amazing. We have already received 4 responses. 5, amazing. So although I was going to scroll through the questions again, so if you want to like be sure of the questions, like if your all answers are right and they're aligned with the same answer number, then you can just wait for it to. So we'll be going back from 20 to number 1. So this was the 20th question, and I'll be quick with this. So this is the 20th question. In India's first openly gay athlete, who's also a national champion and one of the few Indian women to qualify for the 100 meters event at the Olympics. Let's move on. And the 19th question was identify the sport. And this is the sport. This is the GIF from the sport. So you need to just tell me what sport it is. Let's move on. Question number 18.
So as to how to make out the sport from just 1 second GIF.
It is enough. Honestly, I'll tell you it is enough. This is one of the very important parts of like the sport. This gesture which is happening right now is a very important part of this, so it is very enough to make out, so that's why, or else why would I say it in the first place, right? I know that you can reduce the answer from it. That's why I just said that you can. So let's move on to question number 18. Question number 18 was, there's a list of something. You need to tell me the relevance. So you need to connect all these names and just tell me the relevance of this list. Right? Let's move on to question number 17. What cricket terminology originates from the name of this Indian cricketer? Right? Very clear, very brief. Let's move on. Question number 16. Identify the yoga asana. And this is a very famous person doing an asana. You just need to tell me what it is. Then identify the following Indian athlete who is a national record holder and shares a commonality with M. Dhoni. Identify this athlete. Question number 14. Fill in the blanks to complete the list. So you need to complete this list with something, a name. You see in the section of 2000, there's a blank. So you need to tell me whose name would be there. Question number 13. Name India's first Olympic medalist. Simple, very brief, very simple, with full of brevity. You just need to tell me who this is. Right? Let's move on to question number 12. Identify the following sportsperson and the first one from a sport to win the Arjuna Award. You see the pictures, you need to tell me the athlete. Let's move around. And question number 11 is a long question. You needed to identify X. It involved like Lord Gilligan, Arthur Gilligan, Maharaja Patiala, Lord Harris, Calcutta Cricket Club, R.E. Grant Bowen, and Anthony De Mello. These are like the different data points of the question. You just need to tell me what was this. Question number 10 was about X, who is like a legend of her sport, who is also the first Indian to win a silver medal for her sport. So just need to tell me who is this Arjuna awardee whose father and mother were volleyball players. Question number 9. So who is this person who was actually a primary attraction of India's contingent, which returned from 1952 Helsinki Olympics, and who's also the only Olympic medalist to not receive a Padma Award? Name me X. Question number 8 was, who has written this book, Mind Master, Winning Lessons from a Champion's Life? Question number 7 was, name the multi-sport event from the logo whose first edition was held in New Delhi. Simple. Yeah.
In question number 7, do we have to mention the year as well?
No, just tell me the multi-sport event. That is enough. Okay. Because a logo cannot be of the year, right? It will be of the whole event, right? So you just need to tell me, identify the yoga posture and just tell me what posture is this. Think mythically, right? And then question number 5 is identify the sport. And I showed you a video, if you remember, of people like just sliding things. I won't play the video again. So just be sure that what you wrote, the answer was related to the question. Question number 4 is you need to identify this Indian martial art. You saw, like I talked about the people, Uni Arch, I talked about Ayurveda and yoga. So you need to tell me what sport this is. Question number 3 was which sport originated in Maharashtra and was initially played on Chariot Swaraj, and the present rules were actually formulated by Lokmanya Tilak and Bhai Narotkar. And then you need to identify this Arjuna awardee from Karam and the 2-time world champion. And question number 1 was identify the following Indian Olympic medalist, only one from her sport, the only one from her sport to win a medal. And these were all the questions, and I'll just go towards. So that was a GIF. Hold your breath, literally don't exhale until the results don't come out. Thank you. And these were the prelims. I'll be coming on to the questions. I'll be coming on to the answers, sorry. In like 2-3 minutes, I'll just wait for your responses to flood in. I'll stop the screen share and then we can discuss the answers. Right? I'll just stop the screen share. Yeah. So I have received 28 responses until now. 32. Nice. I like that pace.
I think 55 is the strength.
Yes, sir. We have only received 34 answers until now. So then I'll just set up the answer slides and I'll close the form. That means I'll close it from here so that you won't be ultimately able to not fill any responses. So like technically you won't be able to send any responses. So just be quick with your answers.
Excuse me, Bhaiya.
Yes.
Sir, my device has gone hands. What do I do, sir? I can't send my responses also.
Oh, I mean, you know that we cannot help you those technicalities, right? Just try to do something, try to troubleshoot it. But I don't know how you'll be able to do it, but yeah, just try to do something to make sure that you have the connectivity and you are able to. I'll just give you like 3-4 minutes more. We'll close the form sharp at 3:21, right? We have received 56 responses. Don't turn off your cameras. Keep your cameras on for the moment.
Yuvraj Chaudhary, don't talk to anyone. You are in screening test.
You received 47 responses until now. 48. Nice. How many are there in the meeting? There are
53. No, 53 responses should come.
53 responses should come. Okay, sir, sure. So we have 5 more left to come. 4 more left. I got 1 more. Make it quick. I'll just give you 1 more minute now. Okay, we won't waste much time. Just 1 more minute and send in all the responses, or I'll close the form. Right? 50 responses done. 3 more, and your time would elapse.
Let it be till 3:20.
Sure, sir. Then we can wait till 3:20. Also, I don't want to give like people more time about it, also, sir. Or else they might be involving in malpractice because there wasn't like much time it would take to like answer all the questions in that sense. So yeah, just 2 more responses left. Just 2 more responses left. And I guess right now, like a lot of people are leaving. It's 51 students only. And please don't leave right now. We'll be discussing the answers, and after that you can leave. Just 30 more seconds, and then I'll close the form. Right?
5 students have left.
Yes, sir. Also, Kanaka, you have been recording the meeting, right?
Yeah, it is going on.
Yes.
Yes, that is great. So, yeah. 52, only 1 response left. Only 1. Is it Aditya's response? Aditya? Is it your response that hasn't reached yet?
I've sent somehow.
Okay, sure. No issues. Whose response is left? Or someone would have left without answering it. So I'll close it. I'll close it in 10 more seconds.
Let 10. It be till 3:20.
Okay, sir, we can wait till 3:20 because it's already about to be 3:20 in a minute or so. So it's already 3:20. So just 10 more seconds. Yes, sir, I'll just give a countdown of 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and the form is closed. We are not accepting any further responses. So the answers, so the form is with me now, and we won't be accepting any further responses, right? So I'll just put on the answer slides now so that we can discuss the answers. Yeah, is my screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. So we'll just discuss all the answers and you can make guesses also. It's an informal thing which we are doing. So you can just turn on your mics and then speak up when I ask you. Just don't interrupt while I'm just telling you about something or other, right? So let's just go to the answers slide. Yeah. Yes. So the first question was to identify this Indian Olympic medalist, only one from a sport. Any guesses?
Karnam Malleshwari.
Karnam Malleshwari.
Obviously, it had to be Karnam Malleshwari. It is Karnam Malleshwari, and she won a bronze medal in weightlifting in 2000 Sydney Olympics, right? That GIF would be repeated throughout this quiz. So I don't know, I just like that GIF. Yeah, so this question says, identify the following Arjun awardee who has been a 2-time world champion in Karam and 9-time national champion. Name me the person. Guesses.
Maria Iridium.
A. Maria Iridium.
Maria.
Who said A. Maria Iridium? Some things become evident while you are like saying some answers, right? Yeah, it is Maria Iridium. So it was Maria Iridium, and he still plays like chess here and there, and sorry, Karam here and there. So let's move on to the next question. Question 3 was about the sport which originated in Maharashtra, which is an issue played on chariots or rats, and whose present rules and regulations.
Kho.
Yeah, exactly. It is indeed Kho. This Kho. The next question was about the Indian martial arts, which has roots in Ayurveda.
It was Kalaripayattu.
Kalaripayattu.
It is indeed Kalaripayattu. Yeah, you're right with that. It is Kalaripayattu. You see that? Right. And you need to identify the sport. And you guys saw this. Do I need to play it again? I don't, right? Make your guesses. Going to show you this.
Curling.
Yes, indeed, it was curling. It was curling. The sport was curling. And the next question was identify the yoga pose. Think mythically. Indeed, it was Hanumanasana. And that's a really good illustration there. And this was a very easy question. Just tell me what it was.
Asian Games.
2010
Yeah, obviously it was
Delhi.
Asian Games or the Asiad, right? Asian Games. Name me the person who wrote this book known as Nine Masters.
Vishwanathan.
It was Vishwanathan Anand. Right, it was Vishwanathan Anand. Question number 9 was, who was this person? Who was the primary attraction of India's contingent, even though the hockey team had bad.
KD Jadhav.
Jadhav. His sports wrestling.
Yes.
Yeah, and the sport was wrestling. And wrestling is in news today because of the whole Sushil Kumar fiasco. And that's KD Jadhav towards the right. Let's move on. Who is this person whose parents were a volleyball player and they are a big?
I think
call them a legend. Indeed, is PV Sindhu. The answer is PV Sindhu to this. Right. Yeah. Question number 11 is to represent it. This is also a very easy question. Make your guesses already.
BCCI.
Obviously, it is BCCI, Board of Cricket Control in India. BCCI. You see the logo there, and this is again like you just have to see the image and tell me who this person is.
Gaurav Gill.
It is Gaurav Gill. It is Gaurav Gill. And lately was actually also involved in one of those controversies where like he had an accident near Jaipur. So like 3 people had also died in it. So he was also a lot in news last year. So yeah, this question was name India's first Olympic medalist.
KD Jadhav.
Sadly, that's the wrong answer, and that would show up when you Google. And the right answer is Norman Pritchard. Norman Pritchard was the actually first India's first Olympic medalist. He won it in 1900 or 1904 Olympics, where he won 2 silver medals. He also went on to become an actor. So it was Norman Pritchard.
But he was, I think he was just of Indian origin.
No, but he competed under the British Indian flag. So it technically competed under the Indian flag, right? So he was the first Indian Olympic medalist. And he was born in India too. So, so he's also recognized on the Olympics website, if you go and read there. So I knew this was going to be tricky. And when you Google, the first thing which would show up would be KD Jadhav. So yeah, that's why I didn't want to give more hints. Question 14 was, fill in the blanks to complete the list. Who could it be? Tell me.
Pullela Gopichand.
Leela Gopichand.
Basically, it is Pulela Gopichand, and like he has made a very huge career in coaching now, in badminton coaching, and yes, he has became a legend of the sport too. Pulela Gopichand. Who is this person? Identify the following athlete who is a national record holder and shares a commonality with MS Dhoni.
Jensen Johnson.
Who is this? Jensen Johnson. Indeed, this was Jensen Johnson. Jensen Johnson. Let's move on. Who is this person before? Just tell me who is this person.
Justin Trudeau.
Justin Trudeau.
Obviously, it is Justin Trudeau. What asana is this?
Mayurasana.
Mayurasana.
It is Mayurasana, and Justin Trudeau was doing it. Let's move on. What cricket terminology originates from the name of this Indian cricketer? Man-kidding. Obviously, it is man-kidding. And that's Ashwin doing it. And if you remember in the question slide, after the question, I put in a GIF of Ashwin. So, that could have been a hint to you. Like, you need to connect. What is this list about? Tell me.
Arjuna Award.
Arjuna Award.
Arjuna Award.
Something more?
The first Arjuna awardees.
Yes, that is right. These were the first Arjuna awardees, the first people to win the Arjuna Award. And you see it. And these were the first people, Manuel Aram from chess and the various other people. One of the other names which stand out is Salim Durrani, who used to play cricket for India. Let's move on. Recipients of the first Arjuna Award.
Excuse
Then
me.
you needed yes.
If we have written Arjuna Award, so we will be given.
No, you won't get anything because what is Arjuna Awards? Like I wanted this. I would have I told you that's the exhaustible list, and you needed to tell me what's the relevance of these specific names. So and the year was also mentioned. See, if you give me the first Arjuna Awards, then only will get the marks. Right. Okay. So I'll show you the video now, which I wanted to show you earlier. Anyway.
75%.
Yeah, if you see that was the gesture which was being shown in the GIF also. That's why I said that the GIF is very conclusive for the answer.
I did say that last night's Grand Prix was just a schooling round.
Look at the video.
First competition since the All-Tech FEI World Equestrian Games.
The sport basically involves a very controlled mannerism of the horse and gesturing the horse in a specific way, right? If you want to see more, I'll just play the video for 5 more seconds. Yeah, and that is it. I'll just stop the video. 1 sec. Do I go back? Yes. What is the sport?
Equestrian.
No, it's not equestrian. It's not equestrian. If I thought you guys, it's very confusing to decipher between equestrian and this sport. This is known as dressage. Dressage was actually a part of the 2012 London Olympics too, and I'm not sure if it's the part of the coming up Tokyo Olympics, but yes, this sport was dressage. And equestrian actually involves a lot of hurdles and a lot of those things too, right? And this is more of like the artistic gymnastic part with just the artistic part here, right? So it's more about that. So this is known as dressage. And you name me India's first openly gay athlete who is also a national champion and one of the few Indian women to qualify for the 100 meters event at the Olympics. Who's this?
Duti Chand.
It is obviously Duti Chand. Duti Chand, a legend herself, and you obviously know that she won the university world championship last year, I guess 2019 or 2018 to 400 meter or 100 meters. I don't exactly know that, but she won a gold there too. So yeah, this legend, Duti Chand, and thank you. That was the quiz. That was all the answers. And I'm really thankful that you guys participated. I'll just stop the screen sharing. Yes. So, hey. So those were all the answers. That was all the quiz. And so the results should be coming out by the evening, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, around that time only. Because obviously there are 52 responses, so it will take some time to calculate. I wanted to put it in the quiz format, like the Google form itself, the quiz format, but due to some restrictions of negative markings and everything, we chose to do it manually ourselves only. So I'll be calculating the results, and others would also be doing it. Abhinav Pandey sir would be also involved in the same. So like we'll be doing that, and we'll get the results accordingly. And yes, from my end, very thank you for everyone to joining in. Tomorrow we'll be having the finals. Thank you for Kanega to be here and record the meeting and help us in various things and assist us. And thank you, Ms. Pandista, for like allowing us to do this. And yeah, apart from that, thank you to all the participants. Thank you for being a part of this. And I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you to one and all present over here, and let me congratulate all of you. You people have done very well, and let me add this thing that we started the quiz at 2:30 and ended at 3:30. So this is a very important thing. Let me tell, all the sincere ones are there with us, and because of you only we could do these all things. So thank you to one and all who are there with us, and be a part of this quizzing and all, and in other competitions also. And we'll be planning, we are planning to continue this all thing. And you all people see, I was just reminding and recalling one of my quizzer who was there. I think he joined in the class 9th, and now we are doing this all. So I expect these all things from you all people. You all people can do these all things in coming days, and be a performer. Quizzing is a kind of passion which is bit different from a crowd. So don't be a part of the crowd, be apart from the crowd. So this is one of the way you can put forward your presence and your performance and all. And all the best to all of you. And tomorrow in the final also, you people must come and watch and witness how we are conducting and what it is going on. So all the best, and once again, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.